Well, it's a pleasure to have with us, hopefully the next senator from the state of Utah, our friend Trent Staggs, who I endorsed some months ago. Trent, how are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. It's a real honor to be with you again here, Mark.
Well, you're a solid conservative. We've seen people who are pretenders to that. But you've demonstrated you're not a pretender. You were really ready. You were first out of the box to take on Mitt Romney. I guess you scared him off, huh?
Yeah, we like to claim success there. We really, I think, got out there with the state of Utah, reminded them of the promises he made and didn't keep, and they were not having it. So, yeah, he decided late September not to seek re-election, and now we're entering the convention phase and ready to go.
Remind people a little about your background.
Yeah, you bet. I mean, I've a lifelong Utahn. I've actually been in elected office 10 years, serving my community of Riverton, and we're just south of Salt Lake City here. Great bedroom community, and I've got my master's in business administration. I've operated several companies. I helped take a company public. We got listed on NASDAQ in 22 in the energy sector, in the energy space. So, energy independence or energy dominance is incredibly important to me, and we've now received some great endorsements from people like yourself and just other national conservatives and great groups across the country. Now,
Trent Staggs, you have a very good basketball team. They're the Utah Jazz. And Kyrie Irving is a rabbi has pointed to him as complaining about a sign that he had said, I'm a Jew and I'm proud. And apparently the Utah Jazz told the rabbi to remove it at the urging of Kyrie Irving. Do I have that about right?
That's right.
And he is a famous basketball player. He's an excellent basketball player. What do you make of that? What do you think of that?
Well, Mark, I'm just disgusted here with the hypocrisy of the Jazz and more generally the NBA. I mean, I actually spoke with Rabbi Avini Zippel. He's just an amazing human being. We had a conversation today. He's an upstanding citizen in our community. And he explained to me, look, the sign was well within the regulation size the Jazz audience code of conduct spells out, 11 by 17 inches. And it was simple, non-controversial phrase, as you just described, I'm a Jew and I'm proud. Yet, that proves to be a bridge too far for the Jazz. I mean, we're talking the same organization in the NBA who's been pushing down our throats overt, woke political agendas for, the last several years. And I'm talking about from promoting BLM, anti-cop rhetoric, kneeling for the national anthem, and kowtowing to Chinese propaganda. And yet, again, this sign was deemed a distraction by this player. But we have to be told to display tolerance to all these past instances of incredibly woke, anti-American ideology that's been espoused at their games. And, the other thing that really irks me here is all of this comes just months after one of the most horrific acts of violence perpetrated on the state of Israel. And so much anti-Semitic rhetoric being employed across the country on college campuses and elsewhere. I mean, there's just absolutely nothing wrong with the sign. And if it triggered a player on an opposing team, he really needs to find a new line of work. I mean, you've seen signs, towels, thunder clap sticks that are distributed out at games. Those aren't a distraction, yet the sign is. Why?
It is outrageous, particularly when a lot of these players in these various sports are able to wear all kinds of statements and sayings on their helmets, on their sneakers, on the back of their shirts, and so forth and so on. With the rise of Black Lives Matter, people could do almost anything. They could say things at press conferences and so forth and so on. And here's a rabbi with a very small sign. And you're right after this horrendous atrocity, and it's controversial to this basketball player, probably earns $30 to $50 million a year. And so the Utah Jazz steps up and says, you got to get rid of the sign. Why didn't they step up and say, we pay you a lot of money, do your job, the guy's within the rules. But I see this across all these sports. You see it not only in the NBA, but the NFL. We were starting to see it in baseball. with the movement of the one of the most important games that they play, and you see it all over the place. And so, really, it really depends what quote unquote group you are, ethnic group you are, and whether or not you can carry a sign or wear a sign or be. There was a young girl, 16 years old, who had a T-shirt on in a mall in New Jersey. And it just said, "I support the IDF." She was attacked. She was attacked by several Palestinians. And they cursed her and the things they say in America, in a mall. You have, as you know, in Harvard, where it is mainstream now for Jews to cower in their dorms, University of Pennsylvania, MIT, over 200 universities and colleges. It's mainstream now. What do you make of all this?
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's the hypocrisy, the double standard that's at play here. Like you said, only one side of speech is seemingly protected, and we must tolerate. I'd say even Google is beyond speech in certain instances, but yet other groups just don't have the same respect given to them, and so it's really disturbing that that's where we're at in America today. And we need far more people that are willing to stand up and fight for those that are being silenced right now and trying to have their voices removed and not heard. And that's what we need right now more than ever in this country.
I want people to vote for you and support you in the convention in Utah. If they want to help you, where do they go?
Go to TrentStaggs.com, STAGGS, TrentStaggs.com, and sign up to be a volunteer or donate. Help us out.
Help this man, ladies and gentlemen. Can you imagine him in the Senate replacing Romney? We're all for Trent Staggs. Thank you, my brother, and God bless you.